Hey guys, so I had an idea to do my favorite movies and horse books. This one's going to be on my favorite books, and I'm going to film my movies after this, so I will be in the same outfit. I was going to leave my hair down for this because my hair was down earlier, but it's so hot with my lights that I use to illuminate my room, so I just pulled my hair up because I was getting too hot. So let's get started, guys. I've got everything put in piles on the floor because I don't have a table over here. So that's what I was doing. So the first ones, or the first books, I guess you could call them, they're more like magazines. Also, I'm itching my nose. I don't know what's my problem right now, but it just started itching all of a sudden. I don't know why. No idea. But so the first books are more like magazines, and if you guys watched my 10 horse facts, or 10 facts you might not know about horses, some of these facts come from these, or came from these. So the first, and it's a series, so I don't know if there's more after this, but I have the first two. I have Crazy for Horses and then Still Crazy for Horses, and they look like this. Like this. And they're by Karen Briggs and Sean Hamilton, not Shaw. And they just, I was dropping the other one on the ground, which is what that noise was. They have these lovely little pictures, and each one has a full page picture and then a smaller little baby picture on the side. It's very informational. You get different breeds, and then at the first page is always an informational whatnot blurb. Um, like the first couple of pages is always like this one has parts of a horse and whatnot. I think there's some information in the back that's not breed specific. Yeah, like colors, things like that. So it is a very good book for kids. If you have a kid that wants to learn more about horses, those are great books for them. So the next book is by Gabby Adams, and it's her Diablo series. This one is the first one, and at least I think it's the first one, and it's The Test of Courage. These follow a girl named Ricky. I believe her name is Ricky, if I recall correctly. And she has a horse named Diablo who is on the front cover. And this one, from what I remember, is also, guys, if I have a hard time remembering stories if I haven't read them in a long time, and I hate rereading books, so I'm pulling everything from memory, and if it's not correct, I'm sorry. I could have wikied before this, but I just couldn't be bothered because I'm tired. Also, fly away, go behind my ear, please. So they're at like this winter camp thing for horses, and one of the girls really wants to ride Diablo, who's actually Ricky's horse, and so she ends up like taking him out on a ride without permission and gets stuck in a storm. Also, another girl is having family issues because her mom just recently died. So yeah, it's a cutesy story, and I've only gotten them from this like pony mailing group, which that's their logo. I'll link them in the description. Um, they give you every month you get a hardcover book and then a softcover book, which I didn't take any of my softcover books out because I don't like. Well, I don't. It's not that I don't like them. I just don't like them as much as the rest of these. So, but yeah, but you get other things like my face brushes. All came from this too. Also, I got a noodle sponge, which was green from there, so that's a thing. Alright, the next book is, I always butcher the title of these, but I have two copies of, and I have Misty of the Chincotegua. Don't know if I'm saying that right. But this does have a movie that goes along with it, which is nice for those of you who don't like to read. I also have the 60-year anniversary that has the Newbery Award on it, that little silver thing. This one came out in 47, and this one came out in 07. And this one has little charcoal drawings in it. And from what I remember, it's a brother and sister pair who find a specific horse, Misty, in a roundup, or a roundup happens, on. Trying to read back and see if I can remember anything. But they try to just save this one horse or save all of them. I remember there being swimming. I don't know if this was this book, but there was like the herd of horses were swimming in this lake. I don't remember much about it. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It was like 3rd grade when I read that. So the next book that I have, oh no, I'm losing them all. Oh no, I have them all in my lap, so if I'm fumbling over things, that's what's happening. Then, ooh, I think I hit the camera. The next book is The Black Stallion. Oh, and that last one was by, hold on, come here. Margaret Henry? I don't know how. Margaret? 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 I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I suck at names. You guys haven't figured that out yet. But the next one is The Black Stallion by Walter Farley, right? Yeah. Another classic. I have this version, and then I have the picture book from the movie, which has some great shots from the movie, which are lovely. I remember there being a scene where, obviously the horse is on a boat here, and the boat, I think the boat is sinking, or there's a storm or something, and the horse gets knocked off along with this little boy, and then he has to try and get the horse back to civilization, and the horse is like, not happening, dude. And then they form a little bond and stuff happens. So the next book is also another classic, and that's Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Again, bad names. It also has little, there it is, little, like, animated, or not animated, illustrated bits and bobs throughout it. This one is, I believe the horse is a racehorse at some point, maybe? Probably not. I could be wrong. It doesn't come with a little back cover thing. But what I remember is the horse was in this, like, he was pulling a carriage for this lady along with another horse, and they weren't taken care of very well, and the other horse doesn't get out of it very nicely. And then he just bounces around from owner to owner, and he just doesn't have that great of a life, which is very sad. But it also has a movie that goes along with it, again. So most of these have movies that go along with them, other than the Diablo one and the factual ones. These are the ones that don't have movies or TV shows that go along with it. So if you are not inclined to read, there's another option for you. But the next book is War Horse. War Horse is my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite one-off. The next one is my favorite series. So this follows a horse named Joey, and he starts off where he's a colt and he's being trained by, the main character, human, is Albert, and his dad is this drunk, and he's not that great of a person, and he tries abusing the horse. So Albert ends up trying to train it into being a plow horse, which succeeds. And then he gets drafted as a war horse, and Albert wants to go along with him, but he can't because he's not old enough. And there was a movie that came out in 2012, I think, and it was a very, very good movie. I loved it. But it's a very nice book. It's not that hard to read. It is sad. There's a part in this book that it makes me want to cry, though I can't, because I'm not capable of that kind of emotion for something that is not part of my life. I don't know if that made any sense. But if it's not something that I was really attached to, like, I can cry about Cat, my Appaloosa, but I can't cry at books or movies. I don't know, my emotions are weird. But it is very good. It does make my mom cry, but that's not saying much. Ooh, that wasn't a very good draw. The next, my favorite of all of these, which is my favorite book series, is Heartland. Now, Heartland, this is the first book, which is Coming Home. This is the one in which Amy's mom dies. Not a spoiler. It says it in the back of the book. But you can see how much smaller. This is one of the special editions, which is fatter than any of the others, but you can see that this is a fairly small book. They're not very hard to read. Again, I'm so sorry that I'm itching my nose so much. I don't know what its problem is. It's so weird. But it follows a girl named Amy Fleming, and she has a big sister named Lou, who her name actually isn't Lou. It's like Margaret Louise or something like that, and everyone just calls her Lou. Her grandpa Jack, and in the show, because this is a TV show in Canada, which is unfortunate because we can't really watch it here in the States. But her dad is much more prevalent in the show, and his name is, oh god, I'm drawing a blank. Tim. Brought it back. He's not that prevalent in the books, and he's, I think, disabled. He's in a wheelchair in the books, if I recall correctly, from like the 17th book. Something like that. But yeah, he's not as prevalent in the books as much as he is in the TV show, which his character annoys me in the TV show. I think that's the point. Also, Ty Borden, who is the stable hand, is also in this. I like his character progression in the show much better than in the story, because in the story he's just a normal kid. Doesn't really have that many issues, but in the show he was in juvenile detention and then brought to Heartland to correct those problems. And his character just develops so nicely. I love character progression. That's one of my favorite things. But this is the most accurate I have ever seen of any horse story portrayed. Because it doesn't over exaggerate bonds like a lot of the other stories that I mentioned. Hint, hint, Black Beauty. Hint, hint, Black Stallion. Like, all of these are just like, almost all of them are very exaggerated, which is one thing that annoys me about horror stories, but at the same time I kind of like it because it taps into my childhood. I want that bond, but I know that I can't have it. Obviously horse bonds do happen, but not as exaggerated, which I like about these. Some of the things aren't accurate in it, but some of them are, which is very nice. And it does talk about actual ways of helping horses, like medicinal, natural things, like natural medicinal cures to problems. T-touch, which is something that I like to do with Bugsy to calm her down. It's a very effective method. And then natural horsemanship. I like that they use the join up. I think it's just a phenomenal series, and if you can, pick these up. They're not that expensive if you go on like Amazon and whatnot. I have the first 10, and then I have 14 through 17 because I had a box set. And Lauren Brooke, who writes these stories, has another series that's after Heartland, and I can't remember the name of it. I, for the life of me, cannot remember. But I remember Googling it because I wanted to finish my Heartland series and then start buying those books. But I wanted to buy the first one to see how it was and then continue. But I'm assuming that's going to be good if it's by the same author, because I do like her writing style. It's not hard, but it is very nice. Why can Heartland not sit on the pile properly? Why can't it just go on the pile without bouncing off? Okay, guys, so let's take a little drink here. Covering up any logos. That's what I was doing, by the way. I don't actually hold my cups like, or my drink like that. But so that was all my horse books that I really like. If you guys want to check them out, I will have them all listed down in the description. Along with, I'll try and find all their wiki pages. If I can't, then that's unfortunate. But I will try and find out the information so that you can read a little blurb about the plot. And the next video will be the movies that I really like, which I'm going to film here right after this. So I'll probably annotate it somewhere in this vicinity. I might also annotate on each book. So if I do, mobile viewers won't be able to see it, but like PC viewers will. Now that I've finished rambling, we're getting there, guys.